All right, what's going on, guys? It's Luke here. We had two winning trades today. We had, well, actually, technically three, but I'm going to count these as the same. So we had a winning trade today on funded, then we hopped on to eval, and we took another winning trade. Basically, today was a no news Monday, so my idea coming into the market today and this whole week, since it's the last real good trading week with a lot of news this week and stuff like that. My goal is basically to just aim for one-to-ones. Unless I have a super clear draw on liquidity that's higher than a one-to-one, my main goal is to just get one-to-ones, get in and out of the market and de-risk. So especially today, since it was a no news Monday, I wanted to de-risk. With no news Mondays, if I get into the market in the morning and price action is good, I will trade funded, but just lighter risk. But if price action just looks chopped, I'll usually load up an eval and try to trade that if anything pops up. Obviously not forcing anything regardless, but today I got on the charts, market looked pretty good. We had draws on liquidity, so I decided to hop on funded. Again, just lighter risk. We ended up making only about 233 on 5 accounts on funded, and then we made about 1,200 or so. I got to double check on another eval that I had sitting around. So executions are all in the Discord. If you guys go to the live updates, you'll see them all in there. So yeah, if you guys want to join the Discord, links in the pinned comment. And if you guys need the sign up link to Alpha Futures, link will be in the pinned comment as well. So coming into the day, if you guys watch my weekly outlook, I said I wanted to see if we'd get guidance off of a 4-hour gap or a daily gap. So coming into the day, overnight, we had a push up from London, and we actually ended up tapping into this 4-hour gap right here. And before market open, we ended up taking out this swing high right here. We'd pretty much taken out all the buy side draws that we needed. We're reacting out of obviously a 1-hour gap, a 4-hour gap. We had tapped the CE of the gap, and we had also filled a 30-minute gap, which I don't have marked out, but right here. The only other draw that I had higher was this 15-minute gap, and then everything else was all the way up here. So I figured we'd get some type of correction down, because in terms of sell side, we had this low right here, we had this 1-hour gap, we had London low, we had Asia low, and then we had previous week's low. So I figured we would get some type of manipulation downwards. So again, coming into market open, we had manipulation to the upside, and then a few minutes right before market open, we had this initial manipulation up, and then we had a strong shift to the downside into that 1-hour gap. I actually wanted to catch these shorts off this 1-minute continuation right here, but just didn't get an entry. But then from there, price continued down, and we started to trade at this 1-hour gap, but I was kind of disregarding it at this point because we just pretty much shifted right through it. So I pretty much just closed this off. And what I seen was price pull back into this 2-minute bearish for value gap right here. And we had a clear draw on liquidity at London low and Asia low. So I figured we'd probably want to seek continuations lower. And at the same time, ES was also respecting bearish order flow. Let me show you guys ES at the same time. As you can see, ES is respecting bearish order flow, and it still had, I cleared it, but it had London low and Asia low still as draws and liquidity. So again, I was favoring, I didn't expect a flip to the upside here. I figured the draw on liquidity was lower. So again, price comes back, taps into this 2-minute bearish for value gap, and I'm looking at an entry at this point. So I'm pretty much just waiting here. I get an entry. I don't remember exactly. I think I entered off the displacement, and then I kind of waited. I got a little bit of a shitty fill. But anyway, ran it like that. That was pretty much my entry. It was 294. Stops above this 1-minute gap, which was also I ran it above this 1-minute gap right here, which gave us about a 50 to 51 point stop loss. And I was basically just targeting down to London and Asia low. So basically, we sat here. I was actually going to go break even right here. So I would have been stopped out break even, but I ended up just holding it through because I had such faith in this draw lower. So luckily right here, we end up getting a nice recovery. Price ends up taking out this low. I go break even, and then I see this rejection starting to happen. I'm getting scared at this point because I'm thinking that we might want to edge this low and then come back, and I want to just take my profits. We already hit a 1-to-1 at this point, and I think it was at this time ES had swept Asia low, or no, London low. It still had Asia, but it had swept London low. So I just decided to close the trade fully here and take the 1-to-1. So again, we had a 2-minute continuation off this 2-minute bearish for value gap right here. We got nice displacement to the downside. Or no, it was off we got the retrace off that 1-minute gap with the bearish close. Nice displacement off this 1 minute. And that was what I That's what it was off of. Yeah, or off this gap right here. Stops above the gap over here, and I targeted the 1-to-1, and I closed it break even, or I closed it fully right here at the 1-to-1. And then from there, I seen that ES was continuing to maintain bearish order flow, so I figured we'd probably want to come down and take out Asia low, because Asia low was right here. It was just the smaller other gap, or this other drawn liquidity right below. So from here, price ended up pulling back into this 1 minute bearish for value gap right here, and I seen that we kept rejecting it. And I just decided to enter after the rejection, and I just put my stops above this 1 minute candle right here. And I just figured, if we get stopped out, we'll take the small loss there. But I have faith that we're going to come down now at this point and take out Asia low. So I re-entered the trade right here, 1 minute continuation, and I targeted down to Asia low for about 1.67 R. So again, first trade, we're delivering out of a higher time frame bearish for value gap. We had manipulation lower, accumulation. We manipulate. We're looking to catch the distribution lower. We get the continuation off of the 2 minute bearish for value gap right here. 1 minute continuation, whatever, we take it off that bearish gap and we target lower. We end up closing at the 1-to-1, take the re-entry off of this 1 minute gap, and then we target down to Asia low. So that was it for funded, and then I hopped onto an eval, and at this point I figured that there was a high chance we'd probably want to come down and maybe take our next draw down here and potentially come down to the previous week's low, which was also the previous day or Friday's low. So from there, price ends up pulling back into this 5 minute bearish for value gap right here. It's a small one, but we get a nice rejection wick off of it. So from here, I'm looking to scale down and look for shorts down towards previous week's low. So at this point, I see that price has this 1 minute bullish FVG right here. So we end up inversing it. It does take a little while to inverse it, which I usually prefer like 1 or 2 candles to inverse it. It does take a little bit, it moves a little bit weird, and then we get this pull back into it, and then we get this bearish close right here around 10:14. 10:15, I take the entry here, stops above the inversion, and I pretty much just took full take profit at this low right here. I was going to hold towards previous week's low, but I didn't want to see price edge, which it actually did. It pretty much edged it, would have stopped me out almost break even, and then ran down later. So I just took full take profit at that low, got in and out for about 1.4 R. Again, not trying to be greedy. And from there, price has dumped down into this daily bullish FVG that I talked about in the weekly outlook. So we're going to see how price reacts off of that, which I said was going to be a key area. Could be the reversal area, or if we inverse that, we could be seeking, lower. So those are the trades from today. Again, continuation models, both of them lower. These two unfunded, and the last one on eval. Super happy with these today. Again, not trying to be greedy with the risk to reward for this week, but yeah, that's it for me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Until the next one, give me a like, subscribe, and check the links in the description and the comments, and I'll talk to you guys next one. Peace.